All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 11 of Planet Xbox Podcast. I am your host, the best spot, Kid Smooth. Hope you guys are having a wonderful, safe, and healthy day today. We got a small show today. We're going to talk about a few things and hopefully, some of the stuff that we cover in today's show does come to pass and it becomes like legit. But before we get into everything, we're going to get into the cast. We're going to start with Chris Righteous. How you doing? I know you're in the middle of this grind that you've been just hyped about all year. It's been a week or almost a week. What's going on with you, Chris?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody be smart with their money, with the stimulus check. Make sure you save or make sure invest in something that's gonna, benefit you. Yeah. Slow week for news, big week for a game. FF7, it's amazing. I'm loving it. I'm 22 hours in. It's been such an amazing game so far. But besides that, man, yeah, I hope everybody's doing great. And a special announcement: I officially get married next week on the 24th.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, my brother.
Congrats, Chris, man. That's
It's
grown
about
man
time.
moves, man. Congrats, dude.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful
Yeah,
thing.
we've been together. We've been together for 3.5 years. So I mean, I think it's about time.
Nice.
We've been living together too. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So yeah, let's get it.
So that's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Hell yeah.
And Coke boy, you've been hyped, man, all week. You're here. Nothing's holding you back, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. I got a nice smile on my face right now because the savings account's looking really good so far. So got that package.
And Nick Banks, man, how are you?
What's good, everybody? I'm doing good. Everything going on. I ain't get my check yet, but since we got these good games that dropped in the Game Pass, I've been playing. What's that game? Journey,
dude,
to the planet. Yo, that game was pretty.
All right, so I started, but I didn't want to get deep into it. I'm trying to. I want it because it has co-op, bro.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't it called like Journey to like the Savage Planet or something?
Yeah, Journey to the Savage Planet. Yeah, and I like the concept of it. Like I like, the missions ain't that like feasible. Like everybody, I heard a lot of people say that it's a bad game because it got like fetch quests and stuff like that. But it's pretty good to me. It's fun, funny, a humorous game. I like it. But I didn't know it was co-op though. Like we're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, like I started it and I was like, yo, this thing has a co-op mode. I was like, let me hold off and see who I can play with. I'm early into the game. I didn't dive deep into it because I didn't decide how I want to play. Do I want to play solo or do I want to play with others? But it looks like a poor man's Outer Worlds, dude.
It do look like it.
Outer Worlds, yeah.
Nah, but it's pretty good though. Like it's different than Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, of course, is a lot much deeper than.
Is it
game?
That's not an RPG, right? That game.
It's kind of like it is kind of like an RPG, but the way they lead you into exploring the world is different. Like unlike Outer Worlds, it's like it's more deep into the characters. Like I was playing Outer Worlds and I found out my companion was gay. Like I'm like, God damn, like what's going on? what I need to wear to holler at her and stuff like that along those lines. I was just like, whoa, that's different.
Are you talking about Parvati?
Yeah, right.
The mechanic.
Yeah, like that was kind of cool. Like, but this is way different. Like this is more like fun. As soon as you get into it, you want to upgrade your suits and I just gotta play a little bit more. But other than that, I've been playing on PC. I've been playing the Stranger Things game that's on Game Pass. I also try to touch those games. That is a pretty good game. Like the Stranger Stranger Things or whatever it is.
Yeah, is that only on PC Game Pass or is it on? Xbox?
Yeah, it is. It's only on PC.
Yeah, it looked like a
That's the
2D, like what? Like I don't know, but
No, it's over the top. It's like over the top, but it is kind of like 16-bit. Yeah, it's like 16-bit. Yeah, I like those.
You've been playing Jilt, right? Too as well on Stadia.
Oh yeah, Stadia. Oh man, yo, Guild is pretty good. It's a pretty good platformer, man. Like I don't know, like I just started it too, so it's like I started like 3 or 4 games at one time, so I'm getting into it. But yeah, Guild, check it out on Stadia. You get 2 months free as a pro member, and you get to play a certain amount of games. I think Destiny, Guild, and some other games that I ain't really pay attention to. But Guild is pretty good.
What controller have you been using?
Oh, the Xbox One. You know.
All right, I'm considering. I want a Stadia controller. I want to try Guild, but you think they would eventually bring that to consoles?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm hearing good things about Guild. I mean,
Guild is pretty good.
Jack Move Johnny says it's pretty good. So.
And you know what's funny? Yeah, that's why I seen play it. And I was like, damn, this look good. Like, you know, shout out to Jack, but yeah, that joint look all right. So I tried it out, and it's pretty good. It is a good game. At the while, like, you know, the little recon and sneaking around, you know, I see how they get a little extreme, but yeah, I'm gonna finish it up though. Check it out though, Smooth. You'll like it.
I mean, I got to check out Stadia.
I mean, free 2 months. I play it on my server.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's like free for like 2 months.
And the game got achievements and stuff, right?
Yep, achievements. Yep.
Okay, all right. Then I mean, maybe that's worth it. I might sign up. So speaking of, we were talking about some Game Pass games because we had Journey into the Savage Planet. Said it is co-op. By the way, so for those are interested, but last week during Inside Xbox, I think the hotline.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
We can't forget to introduce my main man right here, Death Grips. Though he just
Death Grips.
Oh, he just popped in.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
It was good, y'all.
What's up?
My bad, y'all. Like y'all, you know, like I was eating and shit. Me and my brother was talking Final Fantasy VII. You dig? So we was doing our deep dive into that shit. I got caught up. My bad.
No, it's all good. So I'm assuming that's the game you've been playing?
Not like, I mean, I don't got a PlayStation. If I did, I'd be all up in that junk. Like, I'm telling you. Like,
don't your brother got one? Aren't you playing on your brother's PlayStation?
No, but like I was watching the folks like just doing the breakdown and everything, and like the spoilers and everything, and there's this certain things that you get from previous titles in like the original version that people won't catch on in the end. So it's this compilation. So not to spoil anything because I know people out there playing, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, I would have advised people to go back and play the old one because I know like a lot of journalists were saying, nah, like you could just hop right in. But like with the ending, with what I saw, I'm like, nah, they're not gonna understand the significance of certain things there. So it's like it's interesting. I'm still kind of like cautious on where the second part could go with this new information, but I'm also very intrigued with where it could go. So,
sounds like I have to buy the game.
Yo, it's
it's definitely worth your money, man. It's really, really good.
For sure. Really, shit, I don't even got the goddamn game, but I'd say it's worth it.
I probably get it.
It's not. It has a few issues. Like there's a few cons with the game. If I'm being objective about it, but overall, man, it's definitely like if you have a PlayStation, or even if you want to wait until it comes out on Xbox.
No, I'll get it on PlayStation. If you
it's definitely a must buy.
Like it, I'll cop it on the PlayStation right now. Like.
Nah, it's definitely worth it in my opinion. I mean, but I'm a huge fan. Like what Desgrit was saying, if you got to play all the ones. Like I know the story, like I know everything, like even like the games and the movies that came afterwards. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to understand everything right away.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, I know you will, Chris. I know shit like a motherfucker like you'll know. Like, so it's I'm telling you from like what I saw without even playing and them having the spoilers, I understood the spoilers, and with them using the word remake, it kind of gives like that title of remake like a real
Yeah, actual
strong,
real,
yeah.
like a real remake, like,
Yeah,
you know.
like that
But
jank is remade, my nigga. Like, so
yeah, but I
yeah,
know Smooth don't want to go off into topic
yeah,
Nah,
about that.
absolutely
yeah, my
not.
bad,
Not with
Smooth,
this
Yeah,
but you
show's
know.
about.
yeah.
So let's get in.
So so Game Pass, we have some additions, but before we get into some of the additions that's coming up, there are some titles leaving Game Pass on April 30th. So for those who are subscribed and you haven't touched these games yet, you might want to jump into these games and beat them over the next 15 days, 14, 15 days to so you don't miss out on them, or you want to buy them at a discounted price. Since these games are in Game Pass, you can own them at a discounted price. I think it's 20% or 10% off if it's in Game Pass. But the games that are leaving Game Pass, just to save you guys a headline, are the Banner Saga 2, Bomber Crew, Braid, Fallout 4, Full Metal Furies, Metal Slug 3, Ruiner, Silence the Whispered World 2, Smoke and Sacrifice, and Wolfenstein The New Order. Those are leaving Game Pass on April 30th. Some additions that are coming are games such as The Long Dark. This was a game preview game. It's finally finished, so I haven't touched it since. So I want to see what the final game actually looks like. But it's a first-person survival game. It actually it is going to be in the program in Game Pass on April 16th, so that's tomorrow.
True.
I got a
Okay.
question about Game Pass. Whenever games leave Game Pass,
Yeah,
that means that even if you have it downloaded, you can't play it anymore, or
yeah, yeah. If
Yeah,
yeah, the
the
licenses,
license is
yeah,
gone.
yeah,
oh, so the license pretty much like expires.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
does it actually leave? Because I still got Vampire on my drink, and I know I don't own it. Like, and I
Did
swear it's left the Joan.
Vampire leave?
Yeah.
Well, like so for example, I'll give you an example. My daughter's Game Pass expired. I just renewed it like yesterday, but because they gave me it was for $1, but I let it expire because I just wanted to see something, just to see how, if I would get the $1 offer, and two, if I still have access to the game. So I let it expire. And what game did she try to play? She owns Sea of Thieves, Minecraft, and Fortnite, so those didn't count. It was one of the Lego game. It was one of the Lego games. It was either Lego or no, it was Halo. She was trying to play. She was trying to play Halo 5, and the prompt was to like get Game Pass, and then you get that little error thing. So
Yeah.
it was like, okay, that makes sense. And then I just renewed for like $1. So I pretty, and then if it leaves, let's say if you have Game Pass, because I tried to play a game that left Game Pass, and I forgot about it. You'll just get the license is like, do you own this game type message you'll get.
Yeah, you won't be able to just launch the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I see where DJ Berto, he said that like I still have it downloaded, but if I try to boot it, like it won't go. Okay.
Yeah.
I got
You'll
you.
keep the game downloaded. Yeah. But yeah, it just won't do. Yeah, it won't boot.
All right, bad.
So the Long Dark comes out tomorrow. I'm actually probably going to download that just to see what the final game is like. Next week you get Gato Roboto. It's a Metroid like 2D platformer. And then April 23rd, Deliver Us to the Moon. It's a sci-fi thriller about an astronaut sent on a dangerous mission to the moon in order to save humanity from the apocalypse. I'm curious to see how that works. Because there's a lot of moon games on that Game Pass. Like there's this Mars game you can easily get all the achievements in. I got like I think 1,000 gamer score in like 2 minutes. And then there's another game actually that just came out. Hopefully it's in Game Pass. If it's not, I'm gonna try to do that too. But there's a lot of like those random like planet sim, Mars sim type games. I don't mess with them because they're a little boring. It's all hell in Game Pass. But for those who are interested in it. But this send us to I think it's Deliver Us to the Moon. It sounds like it has like some sort of plot, so maybe I'll look that up. And for those who are interested in the Xbox console, maybe like Chris, maybe you don't have to pull an April Fool's joke on us again. You can get it for $299. The Xbox One X is on sale right now. It's the same price as an Xbox One S, and in some cases you can get it cheaper at like $260. So anybody looking for an Xbox One for a decent price, you can get one. Yeah, we know the Xbox Series X is around the corner, but the Xbox One X is on sale for those interested. Let's see what else. And then a lot of these Xbox One X consoles, they're all bundles. Like, so there's the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order bundle. By the way, Jedi Fallen Order last year was low-key game of the year for me. So that
I still need to go through that game. I'm like earlier on it on PC because I have Origin Access Premiere.
That game is dope. And then you got the obviously Gears 5 bundle, that custom console that's on sale too. And NBA 2K bundle, the Forza Horizon Lego bundle. I still haven't played the Lego expansion, believe it or not. Couple things that's taking place. There's games that are like really getting some big media push over the past couple days. One of those games is Gear Tactics, which is coming out April 28th for PC. And Xbox Game Pass for PC. I know Nick's feeling a certain way about it. And then they did confirm that it will be coming out Xbox later this year. I believe it will be a Series X launch title along with Halo and Forza 8.
I hope that nobody spoil it for me, man. You PC guys.
No, dude, you have a PC and you have Game Pass. Just give it a try. You're probably not gonna. Here's the thing. My thing is sure. Would I play it on Xbox? Probably. I probably wouldn't get through it. I'm gonna give it a try on PC since I have one, and I don't know how to play those games. Maybe it's easier with a mouse and keyboard, so we'll see. I'll give it a try. So I'm gonna download it just to see what's what. But it's getting a lot of press. A lot of people got a lot of good things to say about it. So
the controller support, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but the controller support, is it there? Like,
I don't know.
See,
I'm pretty sure it has controller
like,
support, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a mouse and keyboard. I'm not even a PC gamer, dog. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean, like, I just wish they just would have just dropped it on the Xbox. But if they got controller support, I might go ahead and try. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to know if they had the controller support. But hey,
thanks. No, you good. But I'm gonna give it a try. One, because I want to see what's going on. Is Gears? Gears is my favorite Xbox franchise. There's you're gonna get achievements. There's Xbox achievements you can earn for it. So,
true.
Even if I gotta play that shit on easy, bro, like I'm gonna give that shit a try, bro.
Easy E smooth over there.
Minecraft Dungeons is getting some low key hype. And that comes out obviously next month. I got it preloaded on the Xbox. I'm actually looking forward to it. Yeah, believe it or not, I don't know. Like, I have a love-hate with Minecraft. I don't like Minecraft, the base game, right? But I love
amazing.
I love the base game.
The base game, yeah, my kids love it. I don't care. I'm not creative in video games. I'm just not. Like, so that's why I guess that game doesn't appeal to me. But Minecraft story mode, the two Telltale games, I love them shits. Like, dude, I played that. I binge played Minecraft 1. Like, I think I was like, when I finally got my hands on it, right, the story mode, I was how many episodes was I? Like, I think I got my hands on it when episode like 5 came out, and I binge played it like the whole day so I can be caught up in a single day. And I was like, you know what? I enjoyed that. So when the second one came out, I day one it and played it, and I was playing it as the episodes were coming out, which sucked because I couldn't binge play it. Because I had to, like, all right, I'm done. I gotta wait till the new one come out. And then they end up putting the story mode games like on like Netflix, and they took them off consoles, which is weird. So I'm happy I beat them when I did and got the achievements for them. But if you guys don't realize, those games, I don't think they're even available on console anymore.
So how do you play them on Netflix though?
So Netflix is limited, right? Because there's some interactive games on Netflix. It's just you picking choices and shit. So with Minecraft, it's limited. this time. So some of the features where you could like move left, move right, are gone, and it's just limited down to decisions. On Netflix. So
yeah, I get you.
Yeah, so but yeah, it's on Netflix for those if you missed out on the opportunity to play on console. But if you have it on console on like Xbox and PlayStation, that's the easy platinum trophy. That's the easy 1,000 gamer score. And I'm interested in Minecraft Dungeons because it's a Diablo style game in the Minecraft universe. And Minecraft do have characters and enemies and stuff like so. I'm familiar with the universe, and I think that's gonna be dope. My kids are gonna love it. I'm gonna like it. Some easy achievements. They just revealed the achievement list.
I don't even know where y'all be looking up the. You go on the console to look up the list.
True achievements. They publish. Okay. They typically publish achievements for games as soon as they go gold. So like, and I think the Gears Tactics achievements are available too to see, as well. So, so I'm just gonna do a quick glance at the chat. Yo, Chris, Alley Boy said congrats on your marriage announcement. So just to give you guys up, he said that from Mixer.
No, yeah, congrats, Chris.
Yep.
Thank you.
So I want to say shout out to the chat. Shout out to we got Saltia's Gaming in here. We got Marvin, Philly the Weapon, Velvet Lulu. Did I even say that right? That shit sounded funny coming out of my mouth. The Otaku Gamer, Mr. Kima, always good to see you. Mike Lowry, DJ Berto. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Keep it up, keep talking, hit that like button, share the podcast so more people can join while we're still early in the show. Now is there anything like, because right now I've been struggling to find like games to play and games to stream. I keep defaulting and playing freaking NBA Live, and I'm to the point where I'm sick of that game. And D-Nick, I think I'm gonna have to learn how to play 2K because I don't think Live gonna be coming out with a game this year again. So
wait, what happened to Edge?
They gonna come out with a game, bro. Like they coming out with one when the Series X and PS5 come out.
They said that, but EA, they said the same. EA work like 9 to 5 workers, like people at McDonald's. If they call out, they call out. Like they ain't gonna like. So if I look at EA, they see the situation that's going on, whatever effort that they were putting in NBA Live, and they are looking at the crisis. Oh no, that's they have a ticket not to put out a game or to work on it.
Well, here's the deal, though, man. Let me use your words. Here's the deal. But like, honestly, man, a lot of people play live for the courts and the live courts, and everything that's outside on the on the courts, pretty much. They don't play it for like the campaign like that, like, you know what I mean, maybe head to head or whatever. But a lot of them be running live runs in the live courts, and I that's what I see online. Like I join the groups because the community a little smaller than the average.
Yeah.
But and that's what they be talking about. Like they really like it, and I still stick with this. Like I think they're gonna run with the free to play model on the next NBA Live. I just got it. I got them doing that. Like they mastered it. Like. Even 2K copied the Pro-Am. Like they got good ideas. Yeah, they got good ideas when it comes to the
I just can't play 2K because 2K is just too toxic, man. Like I had to stop playing that game.
2K, it's a I don't know. I don't like that. Like
this is how I look at 2K, and I see everybody complaining about the same thing. Like, how is it like they had the same issue with the 2K7 and 2K8 college? Like, how is it that you can manage to make the players miss layups so easily, yo? Like,
yeah, because they keep on changing the mechanics. Like, you have to time your layups now and stuff like that. And
that's they jank up in Game Pass, right?
Yeah, 2K20 is on Game Pass.
Yeah, shit, I tried playing that junk. Like,
they even give you like person,
but I get
they even give you some VC now for the perks in the Game
Pass. Yeah, nah, like I tried it. Like it wasn't my bag. Like I used to play like old basketball like titles and shit like that, but it was like I
Yeah.
just gave it a try and I was like, why this ain't feel like this? Like
It's too try hard,
yo,
bro.
it's
It's way too
yo,
try hard.
it's built on microtrans. Like after a while, like 2K was good around 14 and 15. It's like after 14, they started doing too much for VC. And it's
Yeah.
like they built the game on like, okay, like if you notice, if you don't buy VC, then you even struggle as an NBA player in
yeah.
practice. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is like come on, bro. Like we all know this. Like you know what I mean? You shouldn't be missing shots and like you know what I mean?
You gotta get badges.
I don't know. I'll be
So
watching I'll be
like
watching the summer league and everything. Like I'm into it.
like it's shots that you can make as like there's shots that I can make and I'm not even a fucking basketball player that he's missing on the court. I'm like, what? Like so I mean that type of shit was wild to me.
And I got a question for y'all. Like if y'all play basketball games, like how do you like Smooth? How do you feel about playing on All-Star Online? Like people like me, for instance. I told you if we play on Superstar, I'm letting the computer play my defense. on you, on Smooth, I'm gonna let him play. I'm gonna let my computer play the defense on Smooth because I can't stop his 3-point. Like, I don't know what it is. It's almost like he cheating. I don't know what Smooth got, but he hits these threes. They never miss, and I don't know how to play it. So when I let the computer play it, I win. Only if you put it on Superstar. But if it's on like regular All-Star, I got a better
I
chance.
play at the hardest the hardest difficulty. Right. Here's the thing. I feel like I'm one of the best players in the NBA Live, and the thing is, of course I've come across people that are better than me. But the problem is, Live has a problem where it is in some cases it's too easy to like spam stuff, like to spam shots. So, for example, if you learn somebody's shot, then you can hit unlimited amounts of shots, and the game won't like bring you down to earth. You know how like it don't take fatigue into the equation. It doesn't take percentages into the equation. Like if I learn, let's say, if I take like an average shooter, right? Let's say somebody that's average from 3, right? If I learn his shot, I can make him Ray Allen from 3, which is not good. So like I get what you're saying. Is like I get what you're saying because I'll run into players where I'm like, all right, this is kind of cheap now because it's like I can't do nothing that like and then they do the same dribble moves to break you down and it doesn't allow you to recover. So that's where Live kind of like really pisses me off. But when I'm playing people and like competent people. And I'll watch how they play. It's when people don't adjust, it allows me to take advantage of them and play. See, you adjust because you let the AI play defense, and then I have to learn to play through how to play against the AI who plays better defense than you would. Which
I don't want to have to do that. Yeah. But I just told you my secret when I play you. Yeah. Like I have more fun when I'm doing it myself. But
I don't know why. My bad.
But you notice it's only like that when you set it to Superstar. That's when I do that. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it. They ain't gonna allow me to do it.
Nah, it's okay. No, because the thing is I noticed that you do that, and the reason why I'm still able to beat you because I find the person that you're probably on is probably the center. Right. So I'll dump it down. If I have somebody that's competent in the post, I can at least hit a hook shot. So, but I don't know why we're talking about Live. But speaking of Live, just all things sports. So I think for some reason, I think it was last week something was trending about NBA Street and NFL Blitz and all that other stuff. EA needs to resurrect EA Big and just give us NBA Street Volume 2, an NFL Street game, and Def Jam. I'll take the first Def Jam game. Shit, if you ask me, I remaster it. You don't have to be. All it has to have, right, is just up-res it and keep the same keep the same soundtrack. You ain't got to do nothing else, and maybe some achievement and trophy support. I will take it.
Whatever football game comes next. Other than Madden, isn't going to be a simulator. Remember, because the whole thing
2K.
was the license to where now other publishers like 2K,
Yeah.
they can now make football games. It just can't be a simulation like Madden, you know.
Yeah. Which is
So
kind of
it's gonna
stupid.
be yeah, it's gonna be
That's gonna
interesting.
be definitely interesting.
I think the first game or the first sports games to go free to play is it will be like super huge, and it'll probably be like, in my opinion, I think the first sports game to go free to play is probably gonna be like a soccer game, like some type
Probably,
of
yeah,
FIFA
because they
or
make so
something
much
like
money
that.
off
Yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
transactions off those games. It's crazy.
Probably, but I do got live doing that. But
Yo, shout out,
yeah,
Global.
that's
shout out
probably
to
true.
Velvet Lulu. 2K made me so mad. I try NHL and FIFA.
Yeah.
Yo, don't sleep on NHL. NHL.
Yo, I tried NHL. Though. You know how they be putting out like the demos and the betas on like I remember like 3 years in a row. No, actually no. EA Access. Every time they put them out on EA Access, I give it a try and I get my ass busted. Like it's just no way around
You
it.
know,
Like
you know how bad the 2K community is when they had they have the 2K League, right, which is like their professional like best players playing the game, right, 5v5 in the studio. Dudes won the game, and this guy walked up to the other team and like shoved the kid, like full force shoved them, trying to fight him, and it's insane. Like 2K is just not marketable as a game, in my opinion. Like I don't know, it's just bad.
Yeah. Oh no, man.
oh my bad. I ain't want my background to get in. All right, I miss Cope Boy. He said you were having issues with the 2K league.
Oh no, yeah, like the 2K League, they can't run it properly because of how toxic the players in the game is.
Yeah, 2K has a rough following, bro.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, is it money involved for these dudes
Yeah,
to be
it's like
getting ready?
professional teams. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah, they
professional
get
like
paid salary.
esports 2K.
They got
Oh, okay.
benefits and everything, dog.
All right, shit. Well, if your ass lose, then you lose. Then shit, what the fuck, like.
All right, so now just anything that anybody before we get into like the main topic tonight that anybody want to talk about, whether it be a game you're playing, certain things that I miss. And shout out to Cope Boy. I know you've been trying to get everybody on Halo. Yeah, I apologize. 'Cause I do want to jump on that bad boy with you, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got something to say.
Sure.
This is not about a game that came out. Any game that came out, but this actually it did make news this week, and it's about Ghost of Tsushima.
Ah,
That's a topic, though.
yeah.
That's a topic. That's a topic,
That is a
right?
topic.
No, it's not.
Well, I
But
don't know.
no, let's make it.
Oh no, I
Xbox.
thought that was.
It's not a
This
topic.
Xbox,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh, yeah,
I
so
didn't
there
figure
you
that would be. That would be
It's absolutely not. But I'm
Get him,
quite
Chris.
interested to talk
Get him.
about this. But go ahead, Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
people are complaining like Smooth.
Smooth
Well,
wasn't complaining.
yeah, yes, about this
Oh,
whole
he
thing
is?
that came out about them not having waypoints or traditional waypoints. You
Oh,
know what I mean? Like it's been in games for the past like 20 years or so, or like 15 years. Um, I honestly, I don't see why anybody will have a problem with this because we don't know how the game is going to turn out. So even though there might be traditional waypoints, right, with like a like a little yellow marker telling you exactly where to go, there still might be other mechanics or
right.
systems to the game that completely guides the player and helps you navigate to where you gotta go. So I don't think it's as drastic as some people make it sound. Like you're just gonna be completely lost and you're not gonna know where to go or anything like that. So I think people need to like calm down a little bit and just wait till the game comes out. And even if it was like that, I mean, to me, I like that because I like games like Breath of the Wild, like which has no
Oh,
waypoint. Like
Neo.
there's
Neo's like that.
yeah. Well, no, Neo is just like level based. Like there's
Well,
no,
I
it's
didn't
not
play the
open world
second
or
one.
anything like that. Yeah, no,
But yeah,
it's not like that at all. Or like the
but
Souls games, but the Soul games are usually like
it's
they're not
but
open world, so they're kind
it's
of
still
easier
not
to
telling you
navigate.
where to go. That's the point. Like
Yeah,
even if it's open world or not, or it's a hub world, it's still it just some games just they want you to explore the area. You get to know the area, the NPCs, and you go from there. Like I can understand that.
Yeah, I don't see a big deal about it because I don't think they're gonna make it to where it's like you're just gonna completely fail and get lost and not know where to go. There's gonna be other mechanics involved. Like I believe they said there is gonna be a map. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna be waypoints because they want to make it more immersive and realistic for the time zone that the game is set in, which is like like 16th, 17th century, feudal Japan or whatnot. So go ahead, Smooth.
Yeah, I think it's utter bullshit. Now, here's the thing: it's like, ever since D Nick says that, now I say it more. The thing about this lack of waypoints, right? It's like, what's wrong with it? It's not that I'm mad that they don't have it. It's like I get mad at the people that get mad at people that want them. Like, what does waypoints do to hurt video games? Like, I understand why force me to look at your damn tree branches. Like, I don't like. I'll do that on my own. But like, the thing, what's my biggest problem with video games? Right? It's one of the I don't like getting lost. When getting lost is a barrier to me completing or progressing through the game, it bugs me. Like, so if you're gonna have a open world or a hub world or whatever you want to call it, world where it takes traveling and you got to ride on a damn horse to get to your location, give me a waypoint. I want to know exactly where I got to go. If things distract me and throws me off course, sure, that's fine. I'll be able to find my way back at least. I could take myself off track and look at other things and get distracted by side quests or side missions. That's fine. But in any event, I want to know I'm ready to do this mission. How do I get there? Like, I want to be able to have a waypoint. Like some of my favorite, like some of the highly rated games had waypoints. It was no problem. It's like it's just I put it like this. A game without waypoints, like a hub world or an open world without waypoints, is like having like an open world game without fucking fast travel. It's like, at this point, okay, sure, the first time I drove through the freaking world, fine, or I walked or rolled through the world, fine. But after a while, dude, I kind of want to get a faster way back. Like, come on, like I'm not doing this shit all over again. And I think it's a lame excuse. I think it's something that they forgot to do. I don't think they did it. I don't think they did it. I don't think they did it to like pad the game time. But I think it's just something that they forgot to add, and the game is probably damn near gold. And if they do add it, it's probably going to delay it another 3 months. So I'm
no. They said the same thing last year. I don't know why it's becoming news right now, but they literally said the same shit last year about Ghost of Tsushima. So I don't think it's that. I think I think it's a design choice. As far as there's nothing wrong with having waypoints, right?
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with you wanting to have waypoints. I'm just saying, like, we just gotta wait to see how the game turns out, because it might not be as drastic as you think it is. It might be a lot easier to find out where you need to go. You know what I mean? Than not having a waypoint telling you where to go than what you think it is. You know what I mean? Like, it might be something like, hey, you need to go to that big ass building over there, and then you look off in the distance, and there's only one building off in the distance that you see. How you gonna get lost? You know what I mean? Like, you don't know. Like, I think we're just gonna have to wait and see how it goes. And it worked for Zelda.
Chris, you sound like you're on auto tunes though a little bit, but go ahead.
No, he seemed good.
It worked out for Zelda. It worked out for like out of everything that some people complained about Zelda, getting lost and not knowing where to go wasn't one of them.
Well, that's because there was no order. You could do whatever you want in any sort of order. Like, it wasn't like any order, so you just kind of just did it. But I don't like Zelda anyway. I'm not defending the damn game. But I'm just saying it's like for example, the Death Stranding, right? Does that have waypoints? I wouldn't know because I haven't played it.
Oh. Yes, it does. It has waypoints.
Do you think Death Stranding looks better than Ghost of Tsushima from what you saw?
No.
You don't?
No, I think Ghost.
Hell no!
Better.
Oh no! Wait, it would look good, bro. It look good. I seen
somebody.
From what we've seen from Ghost of Tsushima, it has way more lush and varied environments than Death Stranding. Death Stranding is more like like deserted, like mud and dirt, like what I mean. It's like a deserted wasteland. There are some beautiful spots in it.
The character
but Ghost of
models look better
Tsushima,
than Ghost of Tsushima.
Do you think because the game
landscape.
Ghost of Tsushima versus the game, the gameplay, to me, yeah, it looks good, but it doesn't look like it's beating out anything.
I knew what Smooth talking about that little.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. The blood look all cartoony and shit. Like
it did look a little suspect.
And the thing is, I'm looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima because Ghost of Tsushima and The Last of Us 2 are going to be the PlayStation games I was supposed to buy this year. So, so I'm definitely looking towards the Ghost of Tsushima. Like, but now that I got to see more of it as a game, to me it doesn't look. Not saying it looks bad. It doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look all that impressive. It's definitely. I don't think it's the best looking game. I feel like there's already some existing titles on PlayStation that already beats it visually.
I mean, but you haven't seen that running on the PlayStation yet. We just seen it through videos and streaming, but that's not gonna tell all of it.
I seen some recent footage, and I guess I was listening to my Sony my surround sound I got. Like that joint was looking crazy. I was like, God damn, like this shit look crazy. But see, Sucker Punch been out for so long, bro. Like these studios they've been at it for a long time. Like this was bound to happen. Like, yo, that joint look crazy, man.
I can't wait to play this in my loft, man, with the surround sound and everything too.
My man says loft.
I was like, God damn,
we got a little loft in the house.
The last trailer, I was like, oh man,
Jesus. Nah, but like, let me. Can I say something about the waypoint thing?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Definitely.
No. So like, I definitely should agree with Chris. I feel like it's a design choice. It's the fit kind of like that very minimalistic aesthetic that you already have with the time period that it's set in. I feel like what they mean by not having any waypoints, I feel like having them visible when you're like in the game. But let's say like you go to the map, like they may have it kind of like dotted lined out on the map for you.
Yeah, they might have like
you'll have
but
you'll have to refer back and forth to the map. So like you won't see it while you're out in the world. So like that's to keep like just kind of like that realistic type of feel there. But then when you look at the map, it's shit is like your character probably drew a line or like dotted the line to where he need to go. So like and I mean I never felt that waypoints took away from immersion because even with Witcher 3, my game of the gen or whatever, like that joint, I never felt like I was losing out on any immersion. And the same thing with Red Dead. Even when I did go off the path, like it's not like you're just kind of stuck to that waypoint when you're traveling. You could leave that waypoint and then refer right back to it. So it's just like I explored every inch of The Witcher 3 and every inch of like Red Dead and found like a bunch of shit. So it's just like I just feel like it's a design choice for the aesthetic of the time period. So
can I reveal something to you guys?
I think Smooth hating because it's a PlayStation game.
No, it's not. Some of my favorite games are PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah. But the way you I don't know, the way you analyze PlayStation games, like what this and that compared to like Xbox games.
I analyze.
Hold on, Chris.
Yeah, so many people do the same thing to Xbox.
At least Smooth.
I know.
At least Smooth beat these games though. Like, he beat Bloodborne. He beat, you know what I mean? He played a lot of these games. Man. Like,
here's the thing.
These guys.
I get what Chris is saying. I'm not like,
he got it at a high standard.
All right. So when I play the PlayStation, like here's the thing, I only play PlayStation for exclusive, right? And so I want to make sure I play the best. Since that I'm being told that it's obviously their exclusives are the best. So I'm playing the cream of the crop. So it gives me there's less room for error for on PlayStation games when I'm looking at it. I was like, oh nah, like this cream of the crop is best of the best. It has to meet this level of standards.
Are high. I know.
And the standards are completely high, bro. Like, yeah. But no, it's not, because the thing is, I'm looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima. I have nothing to like against it. Like the waypoint thing is just like, but any game that announces that they're gonna put out and say, oh, we're not gonna have waypoints, is gonna make me look a certain way. I'm gonna look side-eyed at it like, well, why? It just happens to be that. It just happened to be Ghost of Tsushima. Bro.
You know what? That's something that Smooth be on stream complaining about, though.
Yo.
Like, he be like, I don't know where to fucking go at.
Yo, but
so I can feel you.
No, but once they mentioned like Red Dead, you know why I stopped? One of the reasons why I stopped playing Red Dead Redemption, and I'm pretty sure it
was too long.
One is too long, but that's not. It's not even that. I did like a mission, right? And I'm early in the game, and this is going to probably turn some of you guys off. I think I had to hunt like a fucking rabbit, and I've been carrying around this damn rabbit for hours, and I don't know where the fuck to bring it, yo. Like, so it just takes.
You had to hunt what?
A rabbit, like or some sort of marsupial. I don't know, but I have it. Like when I turn on my game, right? I'll be at my base camp, and I have this rabbit. I don't know what to do with. Like I skinned it, and I'm supposed to. I don't know who to give it to on my camp. I don't.
You gotta give it to the cook. You gotta donate it to the camp.
But why don't nobody take it? I'm talking to people, and nobody's doing nothing. It's like, what do I do? How do I know that when they're gonna take the rabbit?
You go to the icon with the little meat cleaver on it, right? Or the chicken, whatever. I forgot what it is.
Oh
and then you talk to the cook, and then you like donate.
Yeah, I've been trying to. I was trying to put the damn rabbit on the pot and everything and nothing. I'm like, what the? Somebody take this damn rabbit so I can start the mission.
Yo,
I'm just
smooth.
Yeah, now we know why you definitely. Now we know why you definitely need waypoints and guidance.
No, because this is my biggest beef with video games. Don't overcomplicate things. Like, cause that it takes it's like, all right, the game looks good. Oh yeah, the story's aspect, and then they start making you do these stupid ass mundane jobs. It's like no.
But it never felt complicated to me. Like it just built authenticity. Like that's what it really was trying to build. I heard a lot of people say that like the fucking game was like complicated. I felt just fine in that world. Like I was fine.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it's good, but those are the small things, right, in games that like set me like ablaze, and that's why it'll take me a while to come back to games like all right, and then for some reason I'll figure it out and do it. But it's things like that. It's like, all right, I want to play it. I want to enjoy this game, but there's things that they, like, for example, like what game is it? Like it was like Just Cause. Was it Just Cause? Any game, I'll tell you this, any game that makes me fly an airplane or a helicopter temporarily, I'm not fucking with it. Because if it's a side mission, fine. If it's a mandatory mission, I won't beat the game because it's like, come on, like I was like, just like,
sometimes, you know what's the worst? They be having the flying controls inverted on purpose too, just to fuck with you.
Yeah,
and it's like, come on, man.
So. I'm gonna try to do that mission again. Matter of fact, Chris, the next time I play Red Dead, I'll hit you up or have you. I'll stream it so you can assist me on what the fuck I'm supposed to do with this stupid ass rabbit, because this rabbit.
Yeah, but the thing was Red Dead has like waypoints, and it tells you exactly where you need to go.
Yeah,
it's not convoluted.
Yeah, it has waypoints, but it was just but the thing is, when I start a mission, I don't like stopping, and it's gonna be on the back of my mind, because I've been walking around with this rabbit for like a hot minute.
Yeah. the rabbit before he got flies is probably already rotting and everything. Yeah, that happens in the game. After a while, the dead animals you carry around, they start to rot and they start to get flies.
They spoil.
Yeah.
And they're worth less money and shit.
That's my embarrassing moment, because I still couldn't. I still to this day couldn't figure out what to do. I'm gonna turn the game on. I'll turn the game on tonight and just see what the fuck where I fucked up at and what I'm not paying attention to. But yeah, those are the moments I have in certain video games where it'll be like these little things that I'm just not understanding, like what and why is it so important that I need to do it, and it just ruins my experience. So.
They have a lot of mundane and tedious tasks, but to me that never bothered me because it added more to the immersion and the realism of that world. So I know people have a problem with that, but to me, it's like what the game set out to be, and like the realism and immersion,
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, I dig
and
it in
you know what I
certain
mean.
games.
So
The certain
yeah,
games like that
certain
type of
games I can,
gameplay
yeah,
fits.
Yeah.
exactly. I can fit
I mean,
perfectly with Red Dead. Other games I don't like it.
I got a lot of games to really, honestly, to play through that I would like to play through. Red Dead, I was disappointed that I didn't like finish it, but it's so fucking long, and I still got to beat Days Gone. I forgot why I stopped playing Days Gone, and I was surprised I didn't play through that because typically when it comes to like PlayStation games, I only buy the exclusives. So when I buy them, I just play through it and call it a day. But for some reason, me and Days Gone wasn't getting along, which is a surprise because of the type of game it is. But I have to get back on that too. I guess we got nothing but time. So what else did anybody want to mention before we jump into the main
We
topic?
need to play Halo.
We got to play Halo, bro. And
You have to.
what is it? You want to run through the campaign of which game?
We can do 3. We can do ODST.
See, the thing is,
4 because they're all co-op. 4-player co-op.
I already played. The thing is, all right, in Master Chief Collection, I already played through 3. Played through 3. I need help with 2, 1, and I haven't rebeat Reach yet.
Yeah. So all right.
I
So
did one already by
Reach
myself.
is 4 players. We can do a 4-player on that, and then you can get like Banks or Grips to do 2 and 1. And you
Yeah,
can just
sure,
stream the whole
I'm down to
thing.
play. Sure.
One is like I beat that one by myself, but that's joint like the hardest one.
One
like,
is the hardest one because it's
Yeah.
big, empty, and fucking get lost
Yeah, he gonna-
like for nothing.
That's what I'm
He said,
saying.
y'all.
You can co-op with that.
Not so
I'll
like
tell
I'm
you-
like
Get some, you can even get some multiplayer in there as well.
Yo,
Shit,
I
like,
can't
I'm
see.
epic
The
in
thing
the
about
one.
multiplayer, dude, I can't mix up my Halo multiplayers. The problem, like right now, I'm good at Halo 5, but when I go back to Halo like 3 and Halo 4, it's just like, dude, I have to readjust. I have to recalibrate because it's not the
4
same.
shouldn't be that bad. 4 shouldn't be that bad though, right?
Well, 4,
I
the
gotta do 4.
things that are
Four's not too hard.
the things that were optional in 4 are standard in 5. You know what I mean?
Right.
So right. I don't know. 5 is my favorite multiplayer. I love 3.
5 is
3
multiplayer. I gotta
will
go
be
back to
my
5.
all-time
I can't do
favorite,
it.
just for the time and nostalgia. But 5, like in current day, is like it's like when I play it, I don't miss a beat. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, no.
With the campaign.
That's another question I gotta ask.
Say what?
Like a lot of people, like they saying they going back to the roots with the multiplayer and everything, and how people taking, like you see the big population in Reach, the recent release of Reach, and how people loving that gameplay, and they might go back to the, like, I don't really want them to go back to that. Like I like the new, like I like Halo 5 multiplayer. But I got a feeling that, since it's not the majority that like it, that they going back to the old way of doing things. Majority of hip fire and all this, like, it's gonna be bad.
We gonna talk about that for sure. So let's get into to like really what's the primary topic now. This rumor, it came from like 4chan, but the reason why it's gaining traction because a lot of this stuff was whispered. Like I've heard some of this information, like at least for the events, and we obviously knew before this whole crisis came about that the Xbox was going to have a reveal event, and then obviously E3. We just didn't know the dates, but obviously with the pandemic, things changed. Xbox already confirmed that they're doing a digital event to replace E3, so it's not too much surprise here, but a post came on like 4chan and to suggest that Xbox will be doing 2 digital only events, and one is supposed to be taking place in May with the other taking place in June. The event taking place in May is supposed to be a proper, because you guys don't realize the Xbox Series X actually haven't had a proper reveal like the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. You know how they had like shows on MTV and Spike TV, for their reveal event. They usually do it in front of a press before E3. The Xbox Series X still has to have that, where they demo the console, they demo the dashboard, and like they highlight particular games that will be running on it and some of the features of the console. So that is going to be taking place in May, and we're trying to figure out what day it is. Now, I've been talking to people, and I'm like, hey, what are the chances it happens on my birthday? My birthday is May 6th. That's early May. And I'm hearing it's before that day. So, if you guys, I don't know if you guys saw the poll I posted. I said, when will the first Xbox event be? Will it be May 1st, May 4th, May 5th, or May 6th? Now, I say May 1st because that's a Friday. If I'm Microsoft, Friday is the last day of the week. You got all weekend for people to talk about what you just displayed on that Friday. Sony's not going to show anything on a Saturday or a Sunday. They got to wait until probably like Tuesday or some shit like that to do it the following Tuesday. So you at least have like a good week of just like hits, articles, video reactions, and highlights, and just internet traffic about Xbox or something Xbox related. So I say May 1st is a possibility. That's a Friday. But then you got to think about it. You got press releases typically take place on Monday or Tuesday. So May 4th, but then you think Star Wars, there's a cult following there. May 4th trends every year. There's usually some Star Wars centered stuff. I'm like, the only way I see them doing May 4th is if they're going to be demoing Battlefront 3 in a process with it, like, and make it like do the May the 4th date with the Xbox reveal, and they got marketing on Battlefront 3 if that's a real game, and they show Battlefront. But it's still an option. Maybe May the 4th is not that big of a deal to everyone, but it does stick. I do see it trend every day, and a lot of things going on. And then you got May 5th, which would be Tuesday. That would be the proper press release date. And then
Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, and then May 6th is Wednesday, so it is what it is. Hold on. You have May 6th. So my thing is, if it's going to take place May 5th or May 4th, we are going to find out. Microsoft typically would announce this a week in advance. So between April 27th and April 28th, they would do an Xbox Wire blog post confirming the Xbox Series reveal event. And at this event, we're obviously supposed to get a full breakdown of the Xbox Series X. You know, more things we've heard. Now we'll get to see some things, some games running on it, and are supposed to get the little brother to the Xbox Series X, and that's the Xbox Series S. So, and that's supposed to take place, and I'm not sure of the games that they'll be showing, but the rumored games that they're talking about is obviously Halo Infinite. Is supposed to blow our minds, but what they're doing to the multiplayer. Some people are saying they're gonna have a free-to-play multiplayer expansion for everybody to play, like Call of Duty Warzone, but we don't know what type of mode they're gonna be doing. Is it gonna be like a battle royale? But Halo Infinite is supposed to be doing something crazy. A Fable reboot is either gonna be premiered at this event in May or at E3, and a next-gen Forza is being looked at as a Forza reboot. So rather than a continuation, so I'm not sure how that's going to be. And a new IP from a Japanese studio are reportedly on the bill. So this is supposed to be a new, I think, an exclusive IP. I'm not sure if it's going to be from Software, but we know that the Xbox got the marketing rights to the newest From Software game that's coming, Elden Ring. So, and so. The May event is supposed to focus on the console and probably a couple of games, the consoles and a couple of games, and then June is just games.
The E3 replacement.
The E3 replacement.
That's the E3 replacement.
So, they said, and they also mentioned, they closed out the statement with, they was like, oh my God, Obsidian is doing something like crazy. And some people are obviously when people think Obsidian, they keep thinking of Grounded, because that's what their smaller team are working on. Some people think they're working on the Outer Worlds too. I believe they're working on a Skyrim like game, and using, I think, an existing IP, and that could be like the Pillars IP, going first person. In that universe, so like a Skyrim in like the Pillars universe, because Obsidian, they always try to pretty much one up Bethesda's games, since they used to make games for Bethesda, and Outer Worlds, some people can arguably say, is probably one of the better Fallout games, to style games.
This generation, yes.
This generation. I'll say that. So, with that being said, with this rumor, dude, I want everybody to kind of just weigh in and see what's up. Go ahead.
Let me speak on the Infinite having a battle royale mode. All these rumors or whatever. Frank O'Connor himself, 343 Studios, said there will not be a battle royale mode in Halo Infinite. However, the Forge mode that they always implement, since they've been in for the last few Halos, I think Halo 5 was the last one, which was available for PC gamers as well. He advised people that if they really wanted a battle royale, you can create it in Forge mode. You know what I mean? Which they probably will. And what they did in the community was a lot of the Forge maps have got published and put into like big team battles. So who knows? I don't think I don't know if they're gonna put that type of stuff in the Halo. As far as battle royale go.
Yeah, as far as Halo, I'm not too big into Halo, but when it comes to Halo Infinite, it's actually the game that I'm most interested in seeing what exactly are they going to do with it, because I know this is like the longest gap that between the last Halo that they haven't released a Halo, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is like the longest gap that they haven't released a Halo game, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, and I know this is a huge project. They're putting a lot of money behind it. A lot of people are working at 343. So, I'm really, really interested. And plus the name too, Halo Infinite, which means that they're going in some type of new direction. So, I'm very interested and curious to see exactly what they're gonna do with this particular Halo, because if there's any IP that they cannot mess up or that they have to go real hard with, it's definitely this game. Like to me, like everything is riding on the line for Microsoft on this game, on Halo Infinite. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what goes on.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of changes have been made at 343, man. A lot of people don't know. They keep putting, okay, 343 is a good studio, man. I think they did a good job on Halo 4 and Halo 5. But the problem is the only problem they had with Halo so far is with 4, they had a problem with the multiplayer. Even though the multiplayer was good to some people, but they made it like mainstream, like weapon sets and shit, things like classes. That, loadouts, and when they went back to Halo 5, they kind of mastered it, but they kind of you had some writers that, with the story was kind of trash.
Yeah, the story was too quick.
So people say I don't know, it's kind of shaky. It's not kind of shaky to me. To me, this is, of course they got to do it this time, but I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be too far gone on that. They got a lot of new people in place now, and they talking about taking back to the roots, which could be a good or a bad thing. Personally.
Yeah, I know a lot of Halo fans personally, from what I've been paying attention over the past 10 years. A a lot of them that this is like 343's like last chance, because with Halo 4 and Halo 5, I know it has some of the Halo community like split. Like some people love it, some people hate it. Or I know, like I think it was
Sure.
like Halo 4, like people like the campaign but they don't like the multiplayer, and then Halo 5, people love the multiplayer but they don't like the campaign. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
one of the great things about Halo and its legacy is Halo has always been one of those games that had amazing campaign and amazing multiplayer. Like there wasn't no like,
Right. Right.
one didn't trump the other. Like you play Halo for both. You play first, you'll play through the amazing campaign, and then the multiplayer will carry you out, for years and stuff like that. So I don't know how you guys. I haven't played the last two Halos. I know Kiss Move, you like the last two Halos, but I know a lot of people say
Yeah, I
that
like the
this
I
is
like the last two.
this is
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
343's
the best.
last chance. That's what people are saying, that this is 343's like last
Well, but
chance.
one more thing before I let someone. I'm sorry, man. I'm a big Halo fan, but a lot of people fail to understand. Like I got into an argument with a dude about The Last of Us and all that. He tried to convince me that The Last of Us was better than Halo 5, and I'm telling him no. Like,
Two
yeah,
different games.
yeah,
Can't
it's
compare
two
them.
different games, and it's like, yo, I respect that Last of Us is a good, great game. I beat it. You know what I mean? I played it. It's good. It's a good game. But I'm just a Halo fan, so I'm like Halo more. Like I'm into like how they introduce Vale and all the other characters. I like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like the thing is, man, like it's how can I say this? All right, like they're not too far from a good game. Like they're not too far from a great game, because Halo get compared to the previous Halos. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. Like Naughty Dog is about to be compared. Like The Last of Us 2 is about to be compared to The Last of Us 1. And that's it. Like you can't it's Halo standards is really high, and I like
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean? I
because
mean, it's
Halo.
different.
There was comparison with the last, like to me, like one, like a game that I compared to The Last of Us One was like Resident Evil 4.
Right,
It's
and
like
you
the
can do
most
that.
similar. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
yeah,
but Last of Us and Halo, they're two totally different. I don't even see
they
who we would put them up against each other, because they're
you
totally two
can't.
different games.
You
Yeah,
One,
you
can't.
can't.
one. Oh, good.
Go ahead. No, but the guy that said that to me, I was like, yo, Mario Galaxy scored hotter than The Last of Us. Is that better than The Last of Us? Like, come on, bro. Like
Yeah, like
let's what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, not an
no,
apples to
like I
apples
understand.
comparison.
Yeah, like I understand what you're saying, and I think it's more so of the what he was comparing. If I could make sense of nonsense, is this like if he's comparing like the quality that they're both held up to, like the previous
yeah, it's
Halos
totally
are
different.
held up to a certain standard, and it's
It
just
is.
like
Yeah.
The Last of Us has like acquired and has maintained to stay at such a standard. Like you said, with The Last of Us 2, they're comparing it to The Last of Us 1, in which like a lot of journalists that I've listened to, like they've said that they really felt that The Last of Us didn't even need a fucking sequel. So now they're gonna be extra critical on it, because like they already
Exactly.
felt that it was that it ended off properly, like how you felt like you got like that grayish area of like what would you not and what would you do to save a person that you love, or a person that reminds you of something that you've lost. It's just like it put all of that, like it touched on certain things in which like shit, a lot of the morale type of places, moral type of places that like plenty of games don't go. I feel like Halo could definitely go there, but then when you listen to fans and everything, like they don't have like a clear target of what they want from this series. So that's why like you're always getting these fucking jumbles of nothing, and then they're like, well this shit
Right.
is, well, it's just Halo. Like it's just like, no bitch, like you have to grow. Like there has to be
Yeah.
like a clear marker of like a story you're trying to tell, and not just always going off the fans and shit, because the fans will screw you. they'll screw you from getting
Well,
newer fans, and they'll definitely have some of your older fans feel kind of tired of the same old, same old. You get what I'm saying?
but it's
Like, I
kind
don't
of
know.
like
Shit, I kind of went off on a tangent. That's my bad. So.
no. But I want to ask Chris this, and I'm sorry, I don't really cut nobody else.
What's up,
But
Xbox
it's kind of like
Battlegrounds?
right. It's like all right. So Chris, how you feel about like now that like how it used to be SquareSoft, right? And now it's Square Enix, and they treat the franchises different, which is expected, right? Like, and that's how I feel about three. Like, it's so much harder to like keep a franchise like at its peak than to, you know what I mean, for a new studio to come on and take on that, you know, that like that's a whole different animal. I would rather for three. Like a lot of people say they want 343 to make a new IP. I agree with them. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather for Bungie to come and finish Halo off, but that's not going to happen. So you know what I mean? Like I'm on the side. Like, well, let's just let them go ahead and do it. If that's what they're going to do, then let them do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
like,
that's what Microsoft formed, right? 343 to be the Halo
to
developer.
be the
Like,
Halo because
yeah, they're
Bungie didn't want to do it no
dedicated
more.
for Halo.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
Here's
So
my thing about Halo. Halo is such an expansive universe with so much lore that after Halo Infinite, even if they didn't want to continue the Master Chief game, they can make their own vision for a Halo game. Like focus on what you want to do as a studio, and you can explore different parts of that Halo universe outside of the Master
course.
Chief story. That's the whole thing of what Bungie did is that Bungie set up an entire universe in which you can tell multiple stories, and it spawns so much different forms of media from comics to movies and stuff like that. And there's so much lore out there that you can just say, all right, after Infinite, we're not going to make another Chief game, but we're still going to work on Halo and
But
focus on your vision of Halo.
no, but the issue that I picked up on, and it's with a lot of like Xbox properties or IPs or whatever, like I have no idea how to say your name.
Saifu Pedic.
Saifu Poetic X Initiative. Don't know if it was Sid, but Infinite sounds like a swan song. I definitely kind of agree with them using Infinite. It's kind of like that BioShock Infinite, the way they kind of use like it to place like infinite possibilities. So it's like maybe they're saying that this game could be something that they could just continuously add on to. Maybe like
I think it's gonna be like a Destiny, like a games as a service.
no,
yeah,
you know
like
what?
I don't think like I don't think like in the Destiny in that sense. I feel like after the campaign is done, maybe they'll have operations that you will run through. You create your own character, and maybe they'll
Create
be
your
like
own Spartan,
multiplayer. Yeah, and they'll have like operations that they'll put out maybe like monthly, or like how they have like the seasons with Destiny and the Division. So they'll have like
Otaku Gamer says, should Master Chief die? I don't think he should necessarily die. I think that there should be some closure with his story.
I was about to talk
and
about
then
that.
start a new IP.
So
let me say my part. Let me say my part on that.
right,
That's
and
the
I'm gonna
thing.
say a little one thing, and then you can go.
That's the thing that I've been picking up with a lot of Xbox IPs is that they don't know where to go. Like they're so attached to these characters that no drastic type of like the fucking changes can ever happen. Like it was like you introduce one black guy, people lost their mind. Like so it was just like they're so attached to where like with fucking Phoenix Marcus, like niggas was like crying because they feared that he was going to die. Like it was just like it was crazy. Like it was
The
this
Halo 5's marketing was misleading a little bit though.
a tad bit, but it's just like
made
people
it to be like this big confrontation between Chief
but
and
I feel
Locke,
like
and
a
it
lot
was
of
just
the
a cutscene.
players boasted that up. They wanted something so extraordinary. They wanted some fucking infinite warfare type shit.
But they gave us a reason
I
to
was
think
hyped
that
off
way.
the marketing.
That's the
and
bad thing.
Yeah,
No, but it's like
because
I
they
looked at
presented
the
it.
marketing. I wasn't.
Yeah, they presented it that way.
Look, when you watch as many fucking movies as I do, I knew that they were gonna join up at some point. Like I knew
Right.
they were gonna have a few scuffs here and there, but I didn't expect you to be like
But the
battling
general-
through the whole game.
The
That's
general
what I
public
read that a
didn't.
lot of people expected though. They wanted you to
Yo,
be
that
fighting
marketing
Locke
was
through the whole
sick. I
game.
had the Chief and the lock controller, bro. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was so hype.
I ain't gonna lie,
Yo,
man.
I got- Before we get off this Halo thing, man, I just gotta address one thing about this whole, like, a lot of people don't want like a run, like they don't want Master Chief or none of the Spartans to run in the multiplayer or the
It
game.
don't make sense.
I don't get
No,
like
yeah.
this. This is what I don't get. Like for people that claim they so much a Halo fan, they don't even know that the suits that these Spartans wear allow them to run at 60 miles per hour. Like,
And
yo,
they're
could you
super-
imagine? Like, this is what I want to see with the next generation consoles. I want to feel that shit. Like, I want to feel, like, you know how you got the haptic feedback with the, you know what I mean? I want to feel how they.
This man trying to throw up. That's what
Yeah,
he
they
trying
need to
do.
up
He
that
trying-
shit to 120 frames a second, like they say they can. And I want to see it. That's what I want to see. I don't want them to keep that slow ass. Like, no, the hardware was limited back then. I don't want to hear that they can't run no. Like, come on, bro.
It's the evolution
Like, yeah,
of multiplayer as well. Like you have to
yeah.
speed up the pace a little bit.
Let's
If
go.
it's the same
Yeah.
pace of Halo 3 all the time, play Halo 3. That's why we have Master Chief Collection. If you guys really enjoy that pace of the game, go back and play that game. The thing with Reach gave you a balance of your sprint because your sprint was limited.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's why I see why people like Reach.
you had a
because Reach had
choice.
that balance. Yeah, you had the choice.
You had a
to either
choice.
sprint
You
it
had
or
a
not.
choice to pick it or not, and then you had an advantage or
There was
not.
variety.
You didn't
There was
always have
variety
advantage.
with the abilities as well, because you had like jetpack and bubble and stuff like that. Like you had different options to choose from other
I used
than
to
sprint.
spam the hologram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the
hologram.
hologram was actually
Invisible.
useful. Like,
Yeah, because people would
Yeah,
shoot at it. That guy
active
could get mad kills off that shit. I'm like, ah.
yeah, I liked it when it was like that. But at the same time, the tempo of the game should speed up.
Yeah,
Even if they take out the run, they should at least speed up the tempo. Like I used to play.
I don't think
Uncharted
I don't think
4.
the multiplayer needs to change at all as far as the mechanics. I think Halo 5 made it be the most balanced. Like if you sprint, your health couldn't recover, and you could get shot. You could get shot when down out of your ADS. Like if you aim down the sight, it's not required, but everything was so balanced. Like okay, like there was a compromise for every edition. You know what I mean? So I was like, so if people don't want to play this way, you can literally play Halo 5 the old way, right? But I wouldn't recommend it
Sure.
because nobody else is going to be
right.
playing that way.
Yeah, because they got. I think on rank, one of them joints, they take the Spartan charge out, which is cool because they do kind of OP with the Spartan charge sometimes. Like either Spartan charge or the ground pound, I think.
So I mean, I'm looking because remember, here's the thing: it's April. Halo is supposed to be a Series X launch title, so that means it's supposed to come out this year. We haven't really seen much of it, so we're gonna see. What do you think we're gonna see? What do you think we're gonna see? I believe we're gonna see gameplay for sure, but do we see? Are we gonna see it of the multiplayer, or are we gonna see it of the campaign?
They actually they have
Campaign.
they have to show as much as they can because the game comes out this year and we haven't seen anything aside from a cutscene. So they have to do a big blowout, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Like so at E3 2015, right? When they showed Halo 5 Guardians like gameplay for the first time. But the thing is we got the beta came after E3 or before. But all right, so with E3 2015, they showed obviously that opening scene campaign as you playing as Locke for the campaign on the hunt for Chief. They showed that gameplay, and then they showed like a multiplayer esports of Halo 5. The esports players demoing Halo 5 as well. So that's how they cover both campaign and multiplayer for Halo 5. This time around, because like I said, we saw like cutscenes. Obviously with that guy discovering Chief and like, but I want to see set pieces. Like when you show off games, multiplayer, it's not really much you show off a game, right? You show off like what a portion of a match, right, taking place, or a mode or a highlight of a mode. But when you're showing off like the campaign, there's set pieces you can pick, like, oh, this is the most beautiful part in the game, or this is one of those epic moments where the camera pans and the effects. You can capture all of that in a portion of the campaign. So I'm just curious what they choose to show, and if Halo Infinite still meets the Xbox Series X launch.
You asked what were they gonna show pertaining to Infinite, or
run that trailer, man.
Yeah.
He said run the trailer. No,
this trailer is mean, dog. I don't know what people talking about. But go ahead.
Infinite's trailer.
Yeah, Infinite's trailer.
Like,
man.
I mean the trailer teaser. Like, I mean what I feel they gonna have to show to convince like a lot of people and heavily like gaming journalists and those the people on the blue side to be taken serious in that storytelling area. They're gonna really have to reveal some story beats, and they're gonna have to be very intense. Like, they're not like, they can't just show Chief and be like, yeah, it's fucking go time. It's like, nah, nigga, like, you need to show me what go time means. Like, you need to show me like
fighting some enemies out there.
Yeah, like, you gotta
ring or something.
Show like what the stakes are. Like, and I mean, I don't mean like like that mundane shit that we always get from Halo.
I mean, Halo
like,
3 showed off the stakes, man. Like,
not like I'm saying, like the older ones. Like, look, I've played through all of them multiple fucking times, and it's just like, I love them to death. Like they're fun, great experiences. But at the same time, like, I already know what this kind of leads to. Shit, I'm Chief and I'm curb stomping the nigga, then I'm out. Like, it's just like, there needs to be like something more there. Like, they definitely, I hope they got their fucking A-team writers, bruh. Like, I really do. Like,
you talking about the campaign?
Yeah, like the campaign. Like I know, like, the multiplayer niggas is gonna be having fun and whipping each other ass and teabagging each other and all that bullshit. I'm there for the story. So it's like, what's happening with Chief? Are we gonna let this man rest? Or are the fans gonna dictate if this man could take that motherfucking helmet off and go to sleep? Like, it's just like, let the dude go. Like, I mean, that's just me. Like, let that nigga go. Shit, he old, he tired, he tired of fucking with y'all. Like, he tired to go home.
I think they should make Master Chief evil.
No, that's a dumbass way. Man.
Like evil.
I hope you was joking, Chris. You was joking.
It's not even in Chief.
You was joking, Chris.
That's why when they did that whole thing,
I pay attention to the story. Like, I'm just saying.
Right? Yeah, I get what he's saying. It should be a spin to it. Like, that's why
that wouldn't make any sense.
Like, we were so excited about the whole Locke versus Chief. Yeah, because
but they never determined who was the bad guy at that point. Like,
right, but we was hoping it was Chief. Like, oh shit, Chief.
They would think, they were leaning towards Chief because with him going AWOL, and then like they was like, hey yo, we gotta go get him. And it was like, if you watched any Tom Clancy movies, you know how that shit plays out. Like, there's always some undercover bullshit, and it was like, hey yo, we gotta team up for this shit. And so should I feel like what I'll say for Infinite, like, I would say like a really good way to end it, the just for Chief's line where they can like expand it out into the universe and really explore that shit for real. Let us create our own Spartan, at least for the next iteration after this one.
I mean,
so like, let us
with the rookie.
Yeah, I'm hip. Know what I'm saying? Like, let us create that and then let us go on our own adventure. Have it like fucking Mass Effect style type of like space opera type shit. At the end of Infinite, after Chief completes whatever his task is, after he really like have him hit it off like some Thanos shit, sit in the chair, rock back and forth. He takes his helmet off into the sunset. It pans out. The chair rocks, and the screen goes black, and you hear the chair.
Man, I ain't worried about the end of the damn game now. I want to just see the game, bro.
You hear it stop squeaking, meaning that it leaves it up to the person's interpretation. He could have died in the chair, or he could have just stopped rocking in the chair and got the fuck up. I would lean towards him dying.
Showan says, has to be a sense of pressure or death for Chief.
Yeah.
Well,
but I feel like
Xbox
how they would be cool.
he said that Master Chief can't go God of War without Kratos wouldn't make much sense. God of War is
No,
different than
what the
Halo. The
fuck
thing
does
about
that have
Halo,
to do with?
Halo had 2 spin-off games. You had Halo Reach and you had Halo ODST. I like the campaigns in both those games. ODST didn't have a multiplayer, but Reach had a multiplayer. Those are 2 examples of 2 Halo games that can be very successful without having Chief in it.
Yeah, I mean there were multiple Spartans, so there's more than one Spartan. So Chief was
And
just
you
that
didn't
too.
even play as the Spartan in ODST. Like you
Yeah.
played as a human.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like you can easily make a spin-off game that doesn't have Chief, and if you know how to execute it properly with pacing and a good story and gameplay mechanics surrounding it, you can do that. Like the thing I liked about ODST is that you're not this big hulking titan that's virtually unstoppable to a certain extent. Like you're not running through hordes of enemies. Like you have to take your time with ODST because you're not tanky. You take damage much more easier. It's easier to kill a human than an actually Spartan. And you're navigating through the city and you're collecting the pieces as you go. I like ODST. ODST is pretty underrated in my opinion.
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
was a
or
good
you could
game.
be a fucking
I got a
regular
question.
soldier, but
Go ahead,
I know
Chris.
how the
Is
cameras and all that shit works, but
is the Arbiter still relevant? Is he still alive or
Yeah, he's
anything like
still
that?
alive.
yeah,
I've been
yeah, he's
clamoring
still
for him to
alive.
get his own RPG for a while, man.
Yeah, his own game, right?
Yeah. I would say it didn't. The other things, obviously, that was talked about is, Fable has been like talked about for a while in Playground Games. The dude, it says he's expecting a 2022 release for this game. I just want to see, because I like Playground Games, but Playground Games, they've only really made one franchise. They have the second studio. I think what's it named, Albion's House or something like that. If that gives away the game they're working on right there, if it's Albion's House. But they have the second studio is working on the RPG. They've been working on this game since 2017, since before they were like purchased by Microsoft. And I'm just curious to see what they do, like how they change the IP, see what the graphics, what technology they're working on, how this game's gonna look. What do you guys think of like what do you think this game is like going to look like in comparison to like existing titles? If we had to go based off existing titles, like what do you think they're going to draw the comparisons to or the inspirations from? Anyone to go on once, going twice? Did y'all hear my question? Hello?
Wait, what happened?
No, I said who you guys think they're gonna like when they show Fable, like what game do you think they're gonna draw a lot of comparisons to or get their inspiration from after we see what their take of a Fable game should look like?
I mean, it depends if they do first person or third person. If they do third person, I expect it to be more like a Witcher style type of
Yeah,
game.
it's gonna be third person. I say the games that might draw the biggest influence is obviously The Witcher 3 and Breath of the Wild. I could see those games being
Whoa.
the driving influence for the next Fable game.
You said
I
The
don't
Witcher
know.
3 and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I could see those being a big inspiration for the next Fable game.
I think I remember after Horizon Zero Dawn came out, I forgot what interview it was, but I think Phil Spencer mentioned like that he wants a game like that on his platform.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
And so I know I think about The Witcher, and you think about Horizon Zero Dawn and like the what that game did and how great that looked, and it just kind of like made everybody like crazy on because wanting games, like that. And so I think I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, in terms of like visual quality, that you see something in a range of like Horizon Zero Dawn, Witcher, the atmosphere of like The Witcher. I think the game's going to take a more mature approach. My only question is, because I know there was a level of a customization in Fable. I know you can either play as a girl or a boy. I'm not sure if you could change like the race of the character and stuff like that, because usually when there's games where you have to change, let's say where you could create, if there's not, let's say if, not a pre-designed protagonist, right? And you create your dude from scratch. The visuals to me in games like that aren't as ultra detailed as if them giving you a character, right? So I hope it's even though I like creating like my own characters, but just for the sake of like detail, graphics, and like photorealism, like I want them to give me a set character. Yeah, set character. Yeah.
But here's one of the great things about Fable, because I love Fable 1 and 2, is the fact that they do give you a set character, but your choices in the game, your decision whether you want to go like evil or good or neutral,
that was a game changer back then.
Yes, starts to alter their appearance. So the more evil you go, like you'll see your characters, he'll start to grow horns, his eyes will start to grow red, or sometimes he'll start to get like these flies around him and stuff like that. If you go more good, he'll start to get like a halo or wings and stuff like that. So they could probably have a set male and a set female character, and depending on your choice throughout the world, it will alter your appearance. So not everybody has the same looking character.
And that's what what's funny? I'm glad you said that though, Chris, because I've been wondering if they was going to keep that same, energy, like with their games. Like I would rather for them to stick to that, you know what I mean? No matter how much they change it. Like graphics or whatever. Because you was able to play that game so many times. Like I played Fable 1 probably 8 times, bro. Like for real. Just to see a different outcome. And it was always different. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what? You guys make me want to go and play through that bad boy. I got the anniversary, of course.
If you can, one or two.
But I wasn't.
Shit, I was still good, bro. So,
I ain't like the controls, dude. The controls didn't age well, bro. Like,
no, they didn't.
They didn't age well. I'm like, oh shit. So like, but the thing is, I don't want to play like Fable 2 and 3 because they don't look as good. Because at least the anniversary looks good. Like, and I think it's enhanced.
Yeah, they enhanced it.
They definitely need to keep because if it's a Fable game, they definitely need to keep the wide variety and the consequences of choices and have like so many choices. And not only that, they need to keep like the essence of like, bro, Fable, like there's so many things you can do in that game. Like I remember like Fable 2, like you can literally like you can go up to like almost like any female, right? And you can flirt with them and buy them gifts, and you can literally make one of them your wife, and then you can have a kid with them and buy a house together. Like it was, Fable is crazy. They definitely need to keep that because not a lot of games do stuff like that. Like Fable is
to
like
this day, you're right.
Yeah, Fable is very unique, so they definitely need to keep that unique aspects about that, having this like a whole bunch of variety and choices and things you can do in the game.
Yeah, 3 was good too, but 3 was like almost a downgrade to what
hopefully
the first 2 was.
Oh no, 3 wasn't a Fable game, bro. That game was absolutely
it's like terrible. It was a downgrade. Like all of that stuff like wasn't even paramount.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know what was going on with Peter. I know Peter Montague fell off. Hopefully, like who's ever creating this game, whether it's like Playgrounds, right, which is like the main rumor, or say the initiative took it or something like that, that they really paid attention to the first 2 games and what made those 2 games really, really good and great.
It felt like the companies like the company who's doing it now, like they definitely have like a template to really go off of, and they know like the reputation that at least like the first 2 Fables kind of like representing all of that. So I feel like they should definitely craft their own, but still like living up to that Fable name, if you get what I'm saying. Like it's still like you're still paying respects to Fable, but you're not completely biting, because then gamers will say that, oh, they're just copying this fucking one for one. Oh shit, it's this same old Fable. You know how they fucking do. Like, oh, it's the same old this, same old that.
All they gotta
Ain't
do
no
is
real
but all they gotta
like
do is take the base of the first two games, the template, and just expand upon it a lot more, modernizing and just
yeah.
add more and even add their own little flavor to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm saying. Like I'm saying, just don't eat off the plate. You feel me? Like just don't like. You got to bring something to the plate. So it's just like don't just like be like, oh, this is what they left behind. So we could just kind of
yeah,
copy and paste and just keep it moving.
yeah, you can have your own little dog and like raise it, and then it will like you could like make it attack for you and stuff like that. Yo, that game like has so many choices and branching paths. It was
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. A lot of games don't do that nowadays, so it'll be very refreshing to get a game like that back in like modern times. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
shit in
I'm
that.
actually excited thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like that'll be a game
Yeah,
if they do it right. That'll be a game that definitely makes me buy, an
yeah, shit in
Xbox.
that to where
That's a
like
system seller for me.
they don't change the appearance. Like they don't go like as deep as like you were just tossing out with all the examples. None of these games really go as deep. Like they kind of just keep it to like story beats and everything. But like I mean, with Fable, it was just like your appearance changed as you mentioned, and it would change the people's responses to you. And it'd be like, I mean, it would make it more difficult or easier to get women.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I like the
Yeah.
idea that like they had the whole sexual disease thing actually in the game. Like so, like shit. If you weren't
Yeah, it was
protecting
crazy.
yourself, like you could literally catch some shit. And I was
Like
like, that's deep. Like,
the only other game that's like close to it is Red Dead Redemption 2, because like
true.
everybody who played Red Dead 2, it's like you know how many like you can interact with NPCs, and each NPCs has their own interaction, and you have your own like dialogue choices and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It was the same thing with Fable, and depending on like whether you were like more evil or whether you were more good or neutral, your interactions and your options to like interact with the NPCs would change. Like if you were more evil, you had like more like emotes that were like more like rude and or mean and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And you could like fart on people, and it was just crazy, man. It was just crazy. I hope they really hit it home with this next Fable and really capture the true essence of what make the original two phenomenon. And yeah,
Yeah.
man, like I'm
Yeah.
rooting for whoever does it, man, because I really don't want them to mess this
No, shit
game
is
up.
definitely
Well,
Playground, but
Playground
yeah,
hasn't
Fable
made
3
hasn't made a
wasn't my
bad
favorite
game.
though.
They got the thing about Playground is that I'm just curious to see what they do in a non-racing environment. I think they're they could do something special with an open world game. They choose like careful locations, and I'm curious to see how they could like recreate Albion and whatnot. So if it's Playground, I think they I think they're making something special, because remember they created a whole new team to work on
Yeah.
that game, and they got talent from everywhere. Every time people look at the initiative and all the talent that they have because all the people they hired, but Playgrounds and Initiative been getting the same type of talent from the same like locations
Yeah.
and stuff. So
I got a question about that game though. When it was first announced, wasn't it announced as a multi-plat though?
no,
What game?
it was announced that they were working on
Playground RPG was announced as a multi-plat.
I don't think it
Nah.
was announced as a multiplayer. It was announced that they were working on an RPG, but it wasn't announced of what. It would have been assumed that was a multiplayer only because they technically weren't.
Oh,
owned
because
by
they
X.
wasn't owned. I
Yeah, at the
got
time
you.
that it came about,
It
it
was,
wasn't. They
yeah.
weren't owned.
Yeah, because
yeah.
I don't remember anybody
It was-
ever saying that they thought that it was a multiplayer. Because by
Nah,
the time I heard
It
about it,
was. It
like,
was,
they were
but
already
they bought them
acquired.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Nah, they wasn't already acquired before they was working on the game before they got
Yeah,
acquired.
remember it got. I think it was
Yeah.
rumored in like 2017 or some
Yep,
shit like that.
it was. It
And
was rumored that it was a multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well also see, if you think about it, it's still the same way that Insomniac worked with shit with Sony. like, I mean, everybody knew that Playground was like low key, just kind of like up under Microsoft like that. So I mean, they could have tossed them that IP with the Fable reboot like off bucks right there,
Yeah.
and then also slid the contract under there. Like everybody knew. I don't know anybody else who worked with Playground. Who else worked with Playground
Nobody.
besides Microsoft?
They've only collaborated with Turn 10 and Xbox for Forza Horizon. They have no other games outside
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I didn't hear anything about it until like after they were acquired. If it was mentioned in 2017, so that's what I'm saying. So
no, it gets me excited because, for example, like Guerrilla Games, right? They were known for like Killzone, right? And then they turn around like, hey, we got Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm like oh, like them making this. It gives you that. It gives you that kind of like that same type of energy. Like for Playground, only sure they made racing games, but they were damn good racing games, and they about to make it. Their next game is gonna be an RPG open world.
You know what? It's so easy to make a good racing game.
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy, but there's not many good racing games.
Man.
There's a lot of duds out there.
Anybody can make a racing game.
Oh, one thing for you guys though.
Yeah.
Since you're talking about open world games, how you guys feel about Everwild? Because that game, I'm highly anticipating now.
Yeah, from Rare.
I don't even know anything about that.
So no gameplay, no thoughts. I know how.
I get no, Jay.
I had all the thoughts
in
the world on that damn Final Fantasy game, and you didn't see nothing.
We saw. What are you talking about? We saw gameplay in 2015. We saw gameplay.
No, so we saw like a man walking or some shit. No, I ain't see no motherfucking gameplay.
Shit.
Well, first of all, that's a remake of my favorite game of all time, and then second, the first trailer, yeah, you see him on walking, but the second trailer, which was a couple months later at PSX, they show gameplay for it. You can go look it up.
All right, so just to answer Coke Boy J, I understand like two things. Just to go on Coke Boy J's point, when we were watching Inside Xbox, the dude that was the creator of Sea of Thieves was about to reveal something, and they cut him off. I don't know what that was, but I keep forgetting his name because I'm trying to look him up on Twitter. But he was about to reveal something, and they shut him off. It was planned though. He was going to say something. He's like, oh, and we have another surprise, and
that fathead dude stopped him. And
and it stopped him. Yeah, so I don't know what that was, but remember the last outside of Sea of Thieves and their updates, they made tremendous strides. But Rare has Everwilds, and I heard that's not the only IP that they were working on because only a small portion of Rare is making Everwild, which is probably tackling pretty much that Zelda type. I don't know if it's gonna be like that. It might be a puzzle. It might be a puzzle platformer for all we know.
Don't tell me it's a passion project.
I don't think it's a passion project, but it looks like it just looks interesting.
It looks really interesting, honestly. Like the way that you have this group of people going around the world. I like the art style too. Like the art style of the game looks really, really nice. And like
Everwild.
Yeah, like you get that game on a pretty nice display. Like those colors are gonna pop really, really good.
Yeah, facts.
I think it's going to be one of those games. I think what Rare did, they have smart environments. Like they do cool things in the way that things, like for example, even though Sea of Thieves get a lot of like hate, you look at how things react, like the water, the clouds, and everything in the game. The companion pets and stuff inside Sea of Thieves. I don't know if you guys ever played with the monkeys and the cats and the dogs they got in the game, and the pigs and shit like that. It's like they react like they're supposed to. So I'm looking at Everwild, and it's you're in a wilderness. You got these different animals. I'm thinking that they're just gonna just react, I guess, a certain way. And I don't know what the point of the game is, but I just see them doing cool, unique, and intelligent things with that game, and I can't wait to see more. Maybe they show up. I don't think they'll show up at the May event. We'll see more in that game because I think with the Series X, you want to show off games that visually can impress people, and like you want to show off certain features. So I think they're gonna have the hands picked. Whereas E3, there's room for just a diverse showing of games, and I think Everwild we'll get to see more from that game. But Rare takes their time with their games like too long, so I don't even think Everwild's like like in the window of the
Yeah, I
next
think
2
it's still
years.
early.
But,
Yeah, I still think it's early in development, probably.
yeah,
And they dropped the trailer, and then they didn't really
yeah.
like touch on it too much.
Yeah, remember
Hope
we
they
got
at
that
least
trailer
show
before the
something.
name because
Right.
if we the Series X was still Scarlet when we got that
Yeah.
trailer, and obviously the initiative, man, we are it still hasn't been confirmed what they're working on. I'm hoping it's a Perfect Dark game. And now let me be frank with you guys, right? I wanted to talk about this. Perfect Dark isn't the best game in the world by a long stretch. Perfect Dark
No.
the first Perfect Dark was, was cool. It was nice because it was that 007 GoldenEye that we thought we weren't gonna get.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
sci-fi
Yeah.
007. That's what
Yeah, so it served as that. Perfect Dark Zero, honestly, like even though I have a like for it, it's just more so nostalgia.
It was
It was
trash.
a launch game. It was trash.
Trash.
It wasn't good at all. Like I played the thing is I played the multiplayer a lot. Like but the game itself, it was stupid. The voice acting, the plot was so there's nothing that about Perfect Dark that makes like, oh, we need a Perfect Dark game. It's just more so of potential and giving it to someone else and see what they could do with that character. Because I think Joanna Dark,
Excuse me.
sheesh, I think Joanna Dark, like put in a microwave, you could give her a makeover and she could be as potent as a Lara Croft. Like
Yeah.
I think she can't. They already have the setting, the world and stuff like that, and it's just like no, forget this first person shooter crap. It's not needed. It doesn't need to be a first person shooter.
Yeah.
However,
That's what I would like. I would like
Yeah.
it to be like a third person
yeah.
Deus Ex or Cyberpunk type of game.
Yeah, I feel like it
know
can
what I
fill
mean?
that void. My favorite type games, right? My favorite games of like the last two generations are those third-person action adventure games. Those Tomb Raiders, those Uncharted, like the Splinter Cell type games. Those are my favorite games. I can play those. They just don't come out enough. They don't come out as often as they should. Those Indiana Jones S type games. And I feel like with Perfect Dark, you can kill a couple birds with one stone. Like for example, we don't know what Square if they're gonna be doing more Tomb Raiders. So you can kind of fill that void. Yeah. And obviously, we all been clamoring for a Splinter Cell. I think Perfect Dark, because Perfect Dark had a stealth to her, and there's a lot you can do with her. She was a fucking a spy, an agent, or some shit like that. And her gadgets was just as good as Sam Fisher's. Now I know people may not realize. I don't know how familiar our people are with the franchise, but she had a smart pistol. She had a laptop gun and shit like that. She had gadgets to take out like cams and hack into like security systems and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things like because where that world is set in is like futuristic and sci-fi.
Yeah,
there's a lot of different unique gameplay mechanics that can be added into it with like gadgets and different stuff. So it could turn out like real good. That's what I'm saying. Like Microsoft, they have so much potential with like a lot of the IPs that they have.
Yeah,
they just got to find the right people, the right team, and manage it correctly, man. And they can put out system sellers, man. They can put out game of the year contenders, and I feel like it is going to come. We're just going to have to wait and see. But I'm definitely rooting for Microsoft for next generation because I want them to give me a reason.
Yeah, man. I need them to come here, man. I need some bragging rights. I need to be able to talk my shit. Like I can't. I need to be able to talk some shit, bro. Like so, I'm hoping they saying these next 2 months are gonna be crazy from the Xbox. They said Phil isn't holding back, and I'm hoping we get to see what the initiative is working on, whether that be Perfect Dark or something completely different. The Playground, I want to see them. I mean, this is to the point. I miss Forza, and when I say Forza, I miss the Forza that Turn 10 does. I'm looking forward to see what they do.
Motorsport.
Yeah, we actually there's been a year we're going to
go been without 2 years.
No, it's been a year we didn't have any Forza game at all. Because remember, Forza Horizon 4 came out in like 2018.
So that means it's been 2 years since we had a Motorsport, right?
And Motorsport didn't come out until 2017. So and then 2019 there's no racing game at all. No Forza Motorsport, no Forza Horizon, and so that means Turn 10 because this is technically, if we're going by timeline, this year should have been Forza Horizon's year. This should have
So
been. That's
what?
crazy. It should have been. This year should have been
So
Forza
that-
Horizon 5 year.
So what happened to Forza Motorsport 7 going to Game Pass, dog? Like they
right.
totally like
So
skipped
Forza,
that
so
joint.
Game Pass. So you have to think about Game Pass. Game Pass wasn't really a thing when Forza 7 came out. It was a thing, but the commitment wasn't there. Because remember, the first party commitment I think happened after Forza 7.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
So that happened. Yeah, that happened
2017.
After
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened after Forza 7. So yeah, the Forza's moving forward. Yeah, we'll find a way in there.
It kind of dropped off. That's why I'm thinking, like, why didn't they even just put it in there? Like, it shouldn't be a problem. Because I remember 6. 6 was kind of like, 6 was pretty good.
Yeah, 6 was pretty good. Do I have it? I should have it. It wasn't it free?
Yeah, I got 6, but I don't have 7. And
7,
because of
I ain't
Game
gonna
Pass,
lie. 7 looks dope. I bought 7. It was one of the games I wanted to showcase.
It
my
did
Xbox
look good,
One X
but,
with, like, because that thing was so. But no. Yeah, I want to see what they did. What they did to their engine. And remember, people realize Turn 10. They usually have hands-on input on what goes into the consoles when building the console. Because their games are made to take full advantage of the Xbox One. They had input on what went on in the Xbox One X. So I'm sure they have input of what went in the Xbox Series, and so their engines could like fully like take advantage of it. But yeah, I want to see what Compulsion's doing. I want to see what I have the studio list up here. I want. Obviously, NXL still has to ship Wasteland. We know Obsidian. We're supposed to be seeing something from Obsidian, whether that be at E3 or whether that be in a few weeks. And Ninja Theory. I want to see more on Hellblade 2. I mean, so Bleeding Edge is out like that. They're doing updates for that and stuff. But the games that they remember, they revealed 2 other games, and that was that was Hellblade 2 and Project Mara. I think Project Mara is probably a little bit further off, but I think Hellblade 2, it would be nice to see what that thing could be looking like in real time, like gameplay. Like probably won't get like real play, but something more reflective of the game, of what you'll be doing in the game. The Coalition. See, the Coalition's they just shipped Gears. I'm not sure what they're going to be doing. I know they're working on updates for Gears and stuff like that. But their word is they were working on the multiplayer for Perfect Dark. So I don't know if the initiative is doing like the story, the campaign, and the Coalition is supposed to be taking over the multiplayer function. If there's going to be a multiplayer, I'm not sure. But that's a rumor that I heard. But Coalition, I would like to see something for them. They have a major universe that they can explore with Gears too. There's still games that need to be that on Pendulum Wars that we haven't explored yet. There aren't games that are based around Emergence Day. You know what I mean? Like they could go based off that. They could do first person shooters. They're already doing these like Gears Tactics is a different game in the Gears universe in a different style, but there's different things.
They could do card games, right? They could have like a card game, like Hearthstone.
No,
Gears
come
card
on,
game. Bugging. Like,
stop it, bro. But they do some whack ass John. They need to skip over.
You know what's crazy? Do you guys think? All right, what do you think is gonna happen with Battletoads? Because do you think
that shit is dead in the water?
Yeah,
man.
that game is either canceled, a stealth drop, how they did Phantom Dust.
This is gonna be I can't even take them serious with that shit. And I understand that it's a old IP, respected in the whatever. I just can't take it serious. They probably gonna slip their drink under the door.
That joint passion.
That's what they gonna do.
That ain't no passion project because they gave it to a passion studio, bro. Like
whoever made that game is definitely they definitely don't care about the IP.
They gave it to the studio called Dala Studio. They've been working on this game. I don't know how long they've been working on it, but it's like, yo, bro, like they didn't do anything special for it to be taking this damn long.
That game was crazy.
That game look. Yo, I've just seen that damn GIF. that they be using.
Yo, yeah.
You know who they should have gave that to? You know who they should give the IP to? Battletoads. What's that studio behind Cuphead? Moonlight or
Oh,
MG?
yeah,
Oh,
Studio
oh,
HR.
yeah, they should've
Yeah, but it would
paid
take them like 10 years to do that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
was
they'll do
true.
it justice though. They'll do the IP justice though.
Yeah, they'll do it justice.
Yeah, I would rather for them to take a while to. Yeah, that is true.
The fuck is?
But that's the issue, man. That
Now
joint
what
look-
they should have done though, I feel like they could have done it a different way. Like I'm not sure why they like. I'm sorry if I was to work for Xbox and I had the responsibility to go and check on first party games, and they showed me that shit. I would have called. Yeah, I would have called a film like yeah. I'm like yeah, yo, we're gonna have to eat this one. Yo, we can't.
that
You gotta
joint
put that shit out, yo. He's like, if you gonna put this shit out, just throw that shit as a flash game on Windows. Like,
yeah, but since you on that, that's the only one.
no,
Yeah,
because
What else
free to play.
franchise would you be critical of if you?
It should be a free to play phone game.
yeah, it's like but the thing is, my thing is like, when I saw Battletoads like that they would be doing a Battletoads, it's like okay, the first thing I did was look at the old games, right? And I'm like, all right, there's not really a way to make a brand new Battletoads game and make it work, like, because what do you do without changing the game? Because those games aren't popping no more, right? So the best way to really properly make homage to that game is you take that game, right, and you do a proper like HD freaking update to it. Like you could like add some things to it, but make it like sure if you could keep it in that because you know there's indie games that like are that Battletoads inspired and
Yeah,
shit that look
that's
better.
what I'm saying.
Nah,
There's a lot of
fuck that. The
there's a lot of
gloves off,
indie
man.
games.
Yeah, they could have done
There's a lot
that.
of there's a lot of
Nah,
indie
man,
games
you know how
in
certain-
that style that's very popular.
Yeah.
You know how certain movies go straight to DVD? They don't even get like the movie theater release.
Yeah.
Like, this shit straight to Game Pass, bro. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. They
Yeah,
ain't even
it's
gonna go
straight
for
up.
sale. It's not even gonna go
Straight
for
up.
sale. They be like,
Nah,
they'll be like Game Pass
they straight
exclusive.
to crackle.
The
Yeah,
problem
Crackle.
was, the problem
Oh
was
no,
we
no,
just got
straight
rashed,
to Games with Gold.
but we just. But we,
Hey, young,
Yeah, it
stop,
should go to
stop.
but
Damn.
yo, the problem is we just got rash for a character in Killer Instinct,
And-
which
and that
was
hurt my feelings.
phenomenal.
Yeah, that hurt my feelings because when I was
So-
like, I started getting ideas when I saw that rash. I'm like,
That's
That
the
was-
Killer Instinct.
That was the issue. Now,
Yeah,
if they
that-
would have just stealth dropped this out of nowhere without us seeing that,
yeah,
like,
then
we
it
would
would
have
have
never
like,
seen
yeah.
Rash on
Yeah.
Killer Instinct, and they would just drop this back then as a.
It should have
You
been
know
a
what I mean?
bonus and rare replay. That's what it should have been.
Yeah, like nobody
Yeah,
would have
something like
cared.
that.
They'd have been like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah, tripped over it, and that would
Nah,
have been
but
it.
but to shine the light on it, like it's something that's going to capture like the majority of people was the
Yeah.
issue. It's
Yeah.
like knowing damn well that, like, I mean, it's crazy to say, but Sony has definitely set a bar, and like you coming out here with a dancing cartoon frog and shit, like wasn't really kicking it, bro.
Yo,
Like I saw that, I
Yo,
thought it was a
that's
cartoon,
rash,
bro.
bro.
I wasn't even.
yeah,
taking it
when
Yeah,
they-
they disrespecting.
Yeah, when they showed that for the first time, I was
man.
like, you know, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna tell you guys this, right? And then I'm gonna get to the chat, and then we're gonna get out of here, right? When I saw Battletoads, when they first announced, remember they just put up the JPEG, they pulled the Nintendo, right? Get everybody excited. That was in 2017. They did the JPEG, and was it 2017 or 2018? They did no, 2018 they did the JPEG. In 2019, they had the nerve to show that shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then
They had
the
the
bet,
nerve to show like
I
a
got
clip
so
of it.
pumped.
I
I got
was
so
like,
pumped because they said it was gonna be hand drawn like
Cuphead.
Cuphead. So I'm thinking like,
No, it was literally Android. That shit was hand drawn on Microsoft Paint, bro.
No, they didn't say who was gonna hand draw. That goddamn Phil
Yeah.
Spencer himself went out there and hand drawn.
But let me give a shout to Iron Mike. He says, "Smooth that Streets of Rage 4 looks nice." Just to give you guys a
Oh,
heads
yeah,
up,
that's
that
gonna hit
game
nice.
launches day and date on Xbox Game Pass. So if you're a Game Pass
Yeah.
member, Streets of Rage 4 is
Game Pass,
going there.
baby.
So
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
man.
shout out to like I
Yeah,
said,
he said Killer Instinct 2 gotta be
Killer Instinct 2 isn't in the works.
Yo,
It's
Killer
not.
if
Oh my,
what?
my bad,
Bro,
I'm mad
They
as shit.
have if Phil Spencer doesn't bring back Killer Instinct,
Yo,
somebody needs to slap the dog shit out of him.
No,
I
I'm
don't care.
already
Killer
Killer Instinct is
Instinct.
already dead.
Yo, my
Yo.
man
No,
said
hell no.
Stop
somebody need
playing
to
with me,
smack
yo.
dog shit out of
Uh,
him.
Bro,
Killer Instinct
Killer
is dead.
Instinct. Killer Instinct was the reason why I bought an Xbox One at launch. It's the reason why I paid $500
Yeah,
with
me
the
too.
Connect.
But
You
the
know what I
thing
mean?
is,
Like that. That's one of the best fighting games. It's very simple to get into as far as like
Yeah.
execution.
Yep.
But
Yeah,
like
it
at
is.
high levels, it's freaking crazy. It has amazing characters, amazing music. Bro, I remember
the
last
music
year,
is
freaking
amazing.
Maximilian, he was campaigning. He made a whole campaign about
Exactly.
bringing Killer Instinct back. They definitely,
Yep.
that's a fight. That's an amazing fighting game. A lot of people would like to see
Yeah,
that
they
be
straight
brought back.
ditched it.
Phil Spencer's,
Uh,
somebody needs to slap the shit
And
out
to
of Phil
add on to
No,
that,
somebody
Chris,
need to
let me
slap the
add on
shit
to
out of the
Chris'
guy who told
argument.
him to launch Battletoads. Whoever advised him on that, they need to go, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But to add on to Chris' argument,
Ah.
even all right. So when I seen that, I'm a big Killer Instinct fan. You know what I mean? Like when I seen that Adam Boyce moved over to Iron Galaxy, which hence
Yeah.
who's developing Killer Instinct. It's not
Mhm.
really rare, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
First it was
thought that.
Double Helix.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, like we good now. We finally about to get some more updates. You know, I still ain't get my season 3 campaign yet.
Oh,
like,
yeah!
this is ridiculous, bro. Like, I'm mad. I'm seriously like, yo, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm mad about this. I keep
Yeah.
posting Maximilian when he even posted. He put a tweet out saying, "Bring Killer Instinct back."
Yeah, he did a whole
Retweeted
campaign.
that recently. Like, yo, y'all keep playing with me. Like, they keep tweeting. Like,
Yeah.
if the Killer Instinct tweet one more time, yo, I'm flagging them niggas straight up. I mean,
Because
I
a
ain't
lot
even
of you,
playing,
Nick
dog.
Nick
Like,
is
they
gonna
a lot of
hit
you
up.
disrespecting
bot,
me, yo. Like,
a lot of you bots didn't support the game post release.
Nah,
man, it was free to play.
I was playing it for. I bought the game. I
I
owned the
would've
game
bought it.
in
What
all
is
the
he
seasons.
talking?
Yeah.
I didn't
I
even.
bought the seasons, but you're right. It's free
I
to
hardly
play.
even gave a shit.
And
Yeah,
maybe
but
that's the problem.
it wasn't like full free to play because it was free to play, but
No,
you
it's
can
free
only
to
use
play,
one.
though.
You can only use one character. You had to buy director characters.
You see how you sound right now? Like that shit don't sound right. Like, how can you sell that? Like that shit's crazy,
My man
You
said
killed the
he
game,
sounds
yo.
so
I don't
he
even
sounds
like
so defeated off
not
that,
even
bro.
knocking Chris. I'm just so fucking mad, dog. Like they abandoned the game, yo. Like
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the
I'm
NBA
pissed
Live
off
did,
about
bro.
this.
The NBA Live did, and
Nah,
Yeah,
they need to bring that
pretty
shit
much.
back,
yeah,
man.
no, Killer Instinct. Like I said, I think stuff like that is healthy. You want a flagship title in almost in every like genre
Yeah.
if you can.
Cause Sony doesn't have a first party fighting game. Like they don't have a first
Yeah, they
party
done.
exclusive
No, they
fighting game. I
don't.
mean, they got exclusive like Street Fighter, but that's not
Yeah,
Sony.
Street
That's
Fighter.
But
Capcom.
Chris, we not
Microsoft
even getting no
Microsoft has a
fighters.
first party.
Yeah, and we don't even get no updates, and we ain't getting no access to none of the good fight. Guilty Gear the new Guilty Gear
Oh,
look
that's game
good.
of the that's fighting game of the year, bro. I'm getting that
It
shit.
looks great, and we can't even get that. Like, come on, bro. Like, we looking bad over here.
What do you
What are we
mean?
really
I'm getting
doing?
that. I'm getting that. Why you
Yeah.
not getting it?
He said, "Well, I'm not getting it." I ain't even gonna answer that
that's
question.
my
But
exclusive.
look, bro, I'm just here to vent on Microsoft right now. They're making some bad investments when it comes to the fighters. They should be. If they're not going to invest into their first party fighter, then get us these third parties.
Maybe that dude
Early.
the dude that made freaking Dead or Alive.
Nah, just bring back Killer Instinct, man.
Yeah, I
That's
would
all
love
you gotta
Killer
do.
Instinct, but I'm
I've
saying
been already crying to these. They don't even reply to
Hey,
your tweets.
I'll tell you
Like,
this.
this
It would be a nice surprise if they,
Man, listen.
I don't even know if the current Rare know how to make a Killer Instinct game, bro. Like
They need to get some.
Nah,
talent,
they'll have to give it
They need
to
to get some talent from the
yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And
So
they need
what's
to hire some of
confusing
these
about
devs
it
that
is-
got experience inside the industry of fighting games. Because how you think Mortal Kombat came back? Like you had Ed Boon, and he actually listened to the community of the hardcore Mortal Kombat fans that have been playing the
Right.
game since day one. He
Right.
made MK9 amazing, MK10 amazing, MK11 amazing. Like three hits in a row, and then he has the Injustice series as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like
who should
that's
I
what you
blame?
need. That's what
then,
Microsoft needs to
boy?
do. They need to make a move like that. Like they need to have somebody who's
Who
really
should I
good at
blame?
making these fighting games.
So I should
MK
blame Microsoft or Xbox or who? What's going on over there?
MK9, MKX were definitely amazing. MK11, I feel like they took several steps back on some of the mechanics and
I mean,
how they
I like the
11,
story.
yeah,
I like the
11.
story of MK11.
Oh yeah, the campaign,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, the
just saying about
campaign is dope.
the
amazing.
Yeah, I
fighting.
beat it.
But
I beat it.
Mortal Kombat lore is amazing. Like I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that story was good. They took it back to the bricks on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was got. That shit was.
All right, guys, but let's shut it down. This was a great episode. Shout out to the the 100+ watching episode 11 of the Planet Xbox. We appreciate you guys tuning in and your interaction. Shout out to everybody watching on Mixer. That include Ali Boys, Obvious Spy, Exit 53, Tragic RLS, and of course everybody here on YouTube, Xbox Battleground, Salty, Philly the Weapon, Amaza, Iron Mike, Showan, Vijatag,
Let's mix it.
quite a few of you here. And then a dude with the weird name, Saifu Podek, X Initiative. But yeah, no, thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a great show. Hopefully, this time next week we'll have some more news. Maybe PlayStation will talk a little bit more. Maybe Xbox will give us their official reveal date. My vote is May 5th. I'm voting May 5th for the first Xbox reveal event, and then about like June 11th for the next one for the E3 replacement.
May 5th will make the most sense because that is like Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? It will make the most sense, in my opinion.
Cinco de Mayo.
And then we're gonna get together. We're gonna find a day, whatever Halo. If we're gonna do a four player Halo run, we're obviously gonna stream that. We'll tweet out the dates when we do that. And no, we'll keep you posted. You guys got anything you guys want to say before we head out?
Yo, everybody, be safe, be smart with your money. Just because you got your stimulus check, don't mean you could just go out there and splurge and be broke again. Because I know some of y'all, the stimulus check is the most money you had in your bank account, like for the past year.
Dang, man.
You know.
We
So,
talking
man,
it's
go
the
on
Xbox
hand.
podcast.
nah, man. Yo, everybody be safe, man. Play your games. Go cop the FF7 is definitely worth it, and I hope that the next Fable game doesn't have any waypoints. That's all I'm saying.
Bugging.
Blow.
You gonna have to learn how to read that map, bro.
Yeah, y'all be safe out there, man. And yeah, check out that game on Stadia too, man. That's that Guilt. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everybody on the panel and in the chat, just try it out. You get 2 free months. You know what I mean? And everybody, have a safe week.
Awesome. Coke boy.
Everybody have a good night. Like Chris says, save your money, don't blow it. And it's time for me to watch some anime tonight.
Awesome.
Anime.
Ribs.
What are you watching?
Pet Girl Sakura Hall. I'm rewatching that.
True. Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you, panel. Thank you, Smooth. Thanks all the people up in the chat. Sorry I was late. You know how I am. I talk a lot and shit. So yeah, everybody be safe. Like they said, tuck that money in the mattress. Let's keep it moving.
All right. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Stay healthy. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next week. As always, Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.